Hello, smart and talented clients. I'm Marina Edgarova, the founder of the company, and today I want to talk to you about something that many entrepreneurs struggle with: delegating tasks to an assistant. It's not just about handing off tasks, it's about starting to work effectively with your assistant, and that's exactly what I'll be covering today. Now, if we've recently helped you hire an assistant, your manager will send you a video specifically about onboarding your assistant from their very first day. But first, let's dive into why so many of us find delegation difficult. You might see yourself in some of these examples. One big reason is that we simply don't know how to delegate properly. It's not something we're naturally good at. Another issue is trust or the lack of it. We often think it's just easier and faster to handle things ourselves, so we end up doing all sorts of routine tasks on our own. Then there's perfectionism. We believe no one else can do the job as well as we can. Or maybe the idea of delegating never crossed your mind, or you might be worried that if you step back from always being hands on, it could affect how others perceive you. This is something I see a lot, especially among female entrepreneurs. But think about this: if you add up all the time you spend on tasks that you could have delegated, the numbers are eye opening. Let's say you spend half an hour on a task because it seems quicker to do it yourself. Then you repeat that same task a month later and again in a few weeks, and so on. By the end of the year, you might have spent 6 hours on just that one task. Imagine if you had invested just 1 hour upfront to train your assistant. That's a huge time saving. Of course, there might be a need for a follow up or two, but let's not let ego get in the way. There are people who can genuinely do things better than we can. You know it, I know it. Assistants aren't just there waiting for instructions, they can handle more than you might think. So, train them once, walk them through it again if needed, do a review of the work, and before you know it, you've saved those 6 hours, plus even more on other tasks. Delegation is key for your business growth, and I'm so glad you're taking the step to bring an assistant on board. Now, integrating an assistant into your daily workflow doesn't have to be overwhelming. There are a couple of tools and strategies I want to share with you to get started on the right foot. First, make sure the tasks you're delegating are achievable. It's important not to set your assistant up for failure with unrealistic or unmanageable assignments. The goal is to ensure the tasks are clear and doable right from the beginning. Next, always set clear deadlines for these tasks and include checkpoints, especially when you're just starting out. A common mistake I see is skipping the onboarding process entirely, which is covered in another video. Another misconception is that an assistant will automatically know how to do everything without any oversight. But the truth is, no matter how experienced they are, everyone needs some level of guidance. So, establish those checkpoints to make sure things are on track, and if something goes awry, you can correct it promptly. If your assistant makes a mistake, don't panic. That's all part of the process. Remember, even the most experienced assistant comes with habits from their previous job, and those habits might not always fit your needs. Your role as a leader is to guide them on how you prefer things done. Communicate your expectations clearly and use those checkpoints to adjust the course if needed. When errors happen, don't criticize, just review them calmly and constructively. To keep everything organized, use a task management system that works for you, whether it's Trello, Asana, Bittrex, or any other tool. For instance, my assistant uses a checklist, and I assign tasks through WhatsApp while also keeping track on my own. It's important to have a system that keeps everyone on the same page. Another key aspect is prioritizing tasks. It's easy to assume your assistant will know what's urgent, but that's not always the case. Priorities can shift throughout the day due to various circumstances, so make sure you're communicating any changes in priority. Without this guidance, your assistant might continue focusing on a task that's no longer urgent, wasting valuable time and energy. And lastly, don't forget about motivation. Your assistant needs it just as much as anyone else on your team. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to motivate is through praise. A simple thank you or great job can do wonders for their morale. It's amazing how far a bit of recognition can go. So, there you have it, a straightforward approach to getting started with your assistant. With these tips and the onboarding lesson, you'll have a solid foundation to build on. Effective communication and a proper onboarding process will help you turn your assistant into a powerful asset for your business. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope this helps you take that next step in effective delegation. Until next time, take care and see you soon.